All right, y'all. Hey, everybody. MarshaunO here, your favorite relationship strategist, and I help Christian women that are married or in long-term relationships to stop feeling disconnected and unloved and shift you to feeling heard, understood, and appreciated. Now, while you are coming in, please let me know which city, state, or country you are watching this from. Let your girl know which city, state, or country you are watching this from. I would totally appreciate that. Invite someone who you know needs to hear this message, because today we are talking about how to make your man feel needed even if you don't need him, right? We're talking about how to make your man feel needed even when you don't need him, right? We have a tendency to not know how to do that as ladies. All right, so before I get started, ladies, you know that I love to come on here and I love to offer something for free. Today is no different. I have one of my books, which is Understanding Your Spouse Deeper. This is a way to get to know your spouse on a deeper level by just asking each other questions. This has 120 different questions within this book. Literally, you can ask each other one question per day and then get to know your spouse. That is basically 4 months worth of questions. And so here's the first one, something like this. You both get asked the same question and answer the same question. Again, the entire book is basically just like that with some few other pages in here, but you're getting a chance to ask each other the questions on the page again, so you can get to know your spouse on a deeper level. And that's what it's all about. I am totally all about decreasing the divorce rate while simultaneously increasing the marriage rate. And one of the ways to do that is to stay connected with your spouse. Again, through my book, with you guys asking and answering the same questions and going further with having conversations about these things, then you too will absolutely continue the conversation with knowing and getting to know each other on a deeper level. So now I'm going to jump into how to make your man feel needed even when you don't need him. And so the reason why I thought about this particular topic is because I am starting to get more and more calls, more and more DMs, and you ladies specifically are in my inbox like, you know what, I'm like this high-powered woman. I have all of these things going for me. Maybe you even have a business for yourself, and you're like, I don't even know if I necessarily need him or how to make him feel needed, because I don't need him to help me necessarily financially, right? Because maybe you're the CEO or COO or some type of executive. You have everything going on. Your finances are together. And so usually we have been told our entire lives, or most of us have been told our entire lives, that men are the providers. Men are the providers. Men are the providers. And so that's actually starting to change. The dynamics of men being the sole providers are absolutely changing, but more and more women are becoming or are already the breadwinners within the relationship. And so I thought about this. You can still make your man feel needed. You can still allow him to feel like he's the provider and the protector of you in different ways. And so I'm coming here to share some of those ways here with you. And they're all very simple ways. It's literally you making the choice to implement them. So the very first one is literally to allow him to help you. When was the last time you allowed your man to help you? Because as moms, as wives, as siblings, right, as children, CEOs, executives, we have the power as women just to get things done. And we have a tendency to take that home in our household. And so if your man is not doing something that you ask him to do in the manner or in the time frame that you want him to do it in, then we have the tendency to do it ourselves, not realizing that you are part of the problem. And why am I saying that you are part of the problem? It's because you are taking away his need to feel needed, but then you're also adding to your frustration and your pressure and your annoyance, right? So as soon as you ask, in this case, your man to do something for you, to get said thing done for you, you have to relinquish control of the win. You have to relinquish control of the when it actually is going to get done. You have to allow him to do it in his own time frame. So when was the last time that you actually asked for his help? Like, I have a tendency to remember these things, right? I teach him, but I also practice what I preach. And so when I'm needing to open up, I like pickles. So when I need to open up the pickle jar, instead of banging it on the counter like I would do to get stuff done so I can get to the pickle, I just take it over to my husband and ask him to open up the jar for me, right? Or literally, I used this the other day, and I was just like, hey, I need some help. I had a question, and it was a business venture that I'm, thinking about pursuing or whatever. So I went and asked his opinion on it. Literally, by the time I finished with the statement, I already finished. And I already answered my own question. But sometimes you just need to bounce stuff off of people. And in this case, it was my husband. He was able to add on and give me something that I had not paid attention to in any form or fashion. And so that really helped me out just to get it out. But I needed his help to see, am I going to take this new business venture on, or am I just going to move on by, pass it by, tell him thank you, but no thank you, right? And so he was able to add to the conversation. So I asked for his help. It could be something physical. It could be something like just an idea or an opinion, or I can't even talk, an opinion about something as well. So let him help you in any way that he needs to help you. And you're also allowing him to be the hero to you, right? Because he's looking to pump his chest a little bit more and actually stand up and feel good about what he's able to bring to the relationship or bring to your marriage, especially if you don't need him in the financial sense. If he's not needed in the financial sense, now you have to find other ways, which is what I'm talking about here today, find other ways to make him feel needed. And one of them is literally for you to ask for his help, whether it's physical help or whether you're asking for his opinion. The second thing is to allow your vulnerability for him to see it, for him to be a witness to your vulnerability, for you not to go to the bathroom when he hurts your feelings and share the tears, for him to witness these things. So, because this is where the connection is built, not necessarily through you always crying, right? That's just one example, but he needs to see all parts of you so he can see you being vulnerable, because we have a tendency as women, we get things done. We just get things done. And so if you're always doing things, if you're always holding your frustration and annoyance in, your husband, your man has no idea why this thing is happening. Why are you walking around with your frowned face, or you're mad? You're very short with him. He's trying to figure out what's actually happening, what's going on, right? So during that time, instead of holding this stuff in, allow him to see the true you. Allow him to be a witness to your vulnerability. Allow him to see your quote unquote weakness. And I'm doing the air quotes because it's actually not a weakness for you to cry. It actually shows how strong or your strength. Most people get that twisted. They think that crying is a weakness. Crying is actually a sign of strength. It's a sign of maturity. And it's also a sign for you to say, I know exactly who I am. And guess what? In this moment, I need to share some tears. And it's okay. And be okay with that. But allow your man to see your vulnerability so he can say, you know what? I can comfort her. I can give her a hug. I can hold her hand. I can just be there for her. I can be that shoulder that she needs to cry on or to lean on, whether literally or figuratively in any aspect of the things that I just mentioned. But allow your man to see your vulnerability. The third thing is to give him the blueprint of how to win with you. Give him the blueprint of how to win with you. So I just brought up you being vulnerable, or you going to ask the question or whatever it is that you're asking for help, right? So when you go and do that, you can allow him to help you in a different way. You can allow him to now be the hero with you, by giving him the blueprint. How can he win with you? How can he be your hero? How can he still feel needy even though you don't need him? And when I say don't need him, I'm literally talking about in the financial aspect, because nowadays, most women can take care of themselves financially. So we don't necessarily need you as the man in the financial aspect, but as the woman, we can still show the man that he is still needed in the family. He's still needed in the home. He's still needed as your mate in a different way. So whether it's financial or not, he can still feel like he's needed if you allow him to feel like he's still needed in the household and in the relationship itself. So give him the blueprint on how to win with you, right? I actually talked about this several times, which is the 5 love languages. Do you know what your love languages are? And have you ever articulated what your love languages are to your spouse? So again, he's getting the blueprint of how to show love in the way that you would like to receive love. Have you figured out what your top 3 of the 5 love languages are? And have you articulated or told your spouse or partner what those top 3 love languages are? So again, he can win with you. This is that blueprint that I was just speaking about. How he can win with you in the area of showing you love, right? Maybe you need to be touched. Maybe you are the person that needs gifts, etc., etc. Whatever it is, does he know it? And do you know his? So you can also show him love the way that he needs it as well. Listen, it's windy out here today. I wasn't expecting all this wind. Okay, but thank you for coming here for a few minutes and rocking with your girl. The 4th thing, I already mentioned this before, which is, but I really want to drive the point home. It goes along with asking for help, right? Really ask for his opinion or his advice. It does not mean that you have to take it, but you do want to see if you could get different perspectives on things that you didn't even think about at all, and find a way to implement them if it makes sense, or to say, you know what, thank you, baby, that was cool information. I totally agree or disagree, or just thank you for giving me your opinion. Again, this is a way to make your man feel needed without you necessarily needing him, because sometimes we just need sounding boards. But then also, again, you can get a different perspective in a way that you wasn't even looking at any of these things before. The 5th thing is to share how much you miss him. When you guys are away just for the day, let alone for weeks or even months, depending on what your lifestyle is, your work life, your career, etc. The way your house is set up right now, you can still let him know that he is needed by just saying how much you missed him. Going to give him the hug, right? Making sure that you smile really big and just say, oh my God, I'm happy to see you. I was thinking about you today, right? I really missed you today. And not like that dry, oh, I was thinking about you today. Like, does that make me want to run to you if I say it like that? No. Right? So put some energy behind what you're saying. Put that smile. Let them see them pearly whites or yellows, whatever happens there. Okay? But allow him to take part and to feel that you really did miss him. That it's not something that you're just practicing for the day. Right? Put some excitement behind your words. It's going to make a difference. Put the smile on your face. It's going to make a difference. Whatever you need to do to build up your energy, right? Because we have a tendency to give our partners and our spouses the last part of ourselves. And what I mean by that is we give everybody in the world, when we go to work, all of our energy, all of our time. We give everybody our best selves. And at the end of the day, what do you always hear or even say? I'm tired. And guess what? It shows when it comes time for you to interact with your spouse, because maybe you still have some energy to give to your children if you guys have some, right? And then guess what? Yes. The yellows if you have them, whatever works, okay? But I'm just saying, right? Make sure that you give your spouse just as much energy, just as much focus, just as much time as you give to your coworkers and the stories that they're talking about or the work that you have to do, right? Save some of that energy for your spouse as well, so he can feel needed, because that's what we're talking about. Yes, it goes both ways, but specifically to today, we're talking about the ladies to your man and how to make him feel needed, right? So spruce up yourself, right? Give him the time, energy, and focus just like you would do at your job or in your career, right? The 6th and final thing is to exude respect, because men look at respect and being respected as if you love everything about him. See, just like we as women look at love, we see love just like love, lovey-dovey, holding hands, cuddling, etc. However you view love, right? We see it pretty much universally as women. But for men, the way that they see the way that they see respect is through love. And I said that backwards. The way that they see love is through respect. So as much as you respect your man, he will feel as though you love everything about him. Everything about him. And again, this has nothing to do with you agreeing or disagreeing. It's all about in the way that you're showing up. It's all about in the way that you're responding. It's all about in the way that you are talking to him, period. And this also goes for even when your man does not deserve the respect that you know you should be giving him. The way that you look at respect is, okay, this is how he is viewing me loving him. So instead of looking at as it being RESPECT, right? Look at it as equal to love from the man's viewpoint. From the man's viewpoint. And so if you can always look at it as you exuding the love, in this case, it's equal to respect, then you can say, okay, should I actually say that thing in this way? Should I actually do that thing? Should I do that thing without even asking for his opinion or seeing if it's okay? And again, that's just out of respect, not because you have to check in or because you're henpecked. Do they still say that? I know that's old school. But my point is, the more that you show your man that you respect him, the more that he will feel needed, the more that he will actually do for you, with you, and to you. Absolutely, absolutely. Again, my name is MarshaunO. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes out of your evening here with me today. Do not forget to pick up your free copy. Yes, it's free. Your free copy of Understanding Your Spouse Deeper. Click the link up above the video or down in the comment section. It is the first comment down in the comment section. And definitely pick up your free copy. You do have to pay shipping. Click the link and you will get a chance to order your book. It has 120 different questions. Wes, 120 different questions that you can ask your man and for you both to find a deeper way to connect with one another. So this is a sample question. You see it says me and you. So it's the same question, but both of you get a chance to answer the questions. And this is the book that I'm giving away for free. Again, I'm going to ship it to your home. And of course, as I just mentioned, you pay the shipping because as I mentioned before, I'm always trying to help to decrease that divorce rate by simultaneously increasing the marriage rate. And one of the ways to do that is to make sure that you and your spouse stay connected, where the distance is staying at an all-time low in every aspect. So if you pick up the book, this will definitely help to decrease the distance that you may have right now, or just to alleviate it, period. So 120 questions. If you guys answer one question every single day, then guess what? That's 4 months that you have started to work on your relationship intentionally. Okay? I love you guys. There's nothing that you can do about it. And I will see you here next Wednesday. Bye.